I used to stand in front of the mirror, lift up a section of my hair, and just sigh. Not because it was thin, because I was making it look thinner. For years. With my own two hands. Here's what nobody tells you. Thin hair isn't the problem. The way you're washing it, drying it, cutting it, and finishing it, that's the problem. And it's fixable in 4 steps, starting today. I'm about to walk you through exactly what's been working against you, and exactly what to do instead. No expensive treatments, no miracle pills, just technique. I researched the worst hair mistakes and the real fixes for women over 50, so you get results without wasting your money guessing. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Let's get into it. Part 1. The products that are weighing you down. Here's something that surprises almost every woman I talk to. The conditioner sitting in your shower right now might be the single biggest reason your hair looks thin. Not your genetics. Not your age. The bottle you reach for every single morning. Most conditioners are built for damage. They're packed with heavy moisturizing agents and silicones designed to coat the hair shaft and make it feel smooth. That's wonderful if your hair is thick and coarse. If it's fine, that same coating sits on every strand like a wet raincoat. It flattens. It clings to the scalp. By the time it dries, what you've got isn't conditioned hair. It's compressed hair. If you've ever washed your hair, looked in the mirror an hour later, and thought, why does it already look stuck to my head? That's not your imagination. That's product weight doing exactly what it's designed to do, just on the wrong hair type. So here's the fix, and it's simpler than you'd think. Switch to a volumizing shampoo and conditioner formulated specifically for fine or thinning hair. Look for the words lightweight or weightless on the label, and skip anything that says intense moisture or deep repair. Those phrases are a warning label for fine hair, not a selling point. Then comes the part almost nobody does correctly. Apply conditioner only from your ears down to the ends. Never on the scalp, never on the roots. Your roots don't need conditioning, they need air and lift. Your ends are the part that's actually dry from years of styling. Treat them differently, because they are different. While you're in there, rinse with cooler water for the last 30 seconds. Warm water opens the cuticle and lets product sit heavier in the strand. Cool water seals it back down, which means less product residue and more natural bounce when it dries. Here's the part that actually changes how people see you. Once you switch products and isolate where you're conditioning, your roots stop collapsing within the first hour of drying. That lift you used to chase with teasing and spray? It starts showing up on its own, because you've stopped fighting your own shampoo. I had a woman tell me she switched products on a Tuesday, and by Thursday her hairdresser asked if she'd started using extensions. She hadn't touched a single tool differently yet. That's how much weight alone was holding her down. Now picture the before and after side by side. Before, heavy moisturizing conditioner applied scalp to ends, hair drying flat and clinging by midday. After, lightweight volumizing formula, conditioned only from ear level down, roots staying lifted hours later. That single swap, where the product goes, not how much you use, is the difference between hair that looks thin and hair that looks fine-textured but full. But product is only step 1. Even with the right bottles in your shower, you can undo all of it in about 90 seconds with a towel. And that's exactly where we're headed next. Part 2. The towel and blow-dry mistake that flattens everything. You just fixed your products. Now let's talk about what happens in the 90 seconds right after you step out of the shower, because this is where most women undo all that progress without even realizing it. Rubbing a towel back and forth over wet fine hair does 2 things, and neither one is good. It roughens the cuticle, which makes hair frizz instead of lying smooth, and it forces every strand in the same direction, down and flat against the scalp, right at the moment your hair is at its most pliable and easiest to shape. Wet hair is basically wet clay. Whatever direction you set it in during those first few minutes is the direction it wants to dry in. So if you're scrubbing it flat with a towel, you're literally training your hair to lay flat for the rest of the day. The fix is a small change with a big payoff. Squeeze, don't rub. Use a microfiber towel, or even an old cotton t-shirt, and gently press water out of your hair section by section. This keeps the cuticle smooth instead of roughed up, and it doesn't force your part or your roots in any particular direction before you've had a chance to decide what direction you actually want. Then comes the real game changer. Dry your roots upside down, or at minimum tip your head to the side at the crown, and use a round brush to lift each section away from the scalp as you direct warm air underneath it, not on top of it. Aiming the dryer down at your roots from above just presses them flatter. Exactly the opposite of what you're trying to do. Air needs to hit the hair from underneath to create lift. Once your roots are about 80% dry in that lifted position, flip your head back up and finish drying the lengths normally, brushing downward and outward instead of straight down against your scalp. This is the part where people actually notice. Roots that stay lifted for hours instead of collapsing by 10 in the morning. A part line that looks wider and softer instead of a hard, thin stripe. You're not adding volume from a product anymore. You're training the hair itself to grow away from the scalp instead of clinging to it. Picture it. Before rubbing hair flat with a towel and blow drying straight down, roots collapse by noon. After, gentle squeeze drying followed by upside down root lifting with a round brush, roots still standing hours later. Same hair. Completely different drying habit. You've fixed the products. You've fixed the drying technique. But there's a third culprit hiding in plain sight. And it's something most women have never once questioned: their actual haircut. Part 3. The haircut that's secretly making your hair thinner. I want to tell you something that took me years to understand, and most stylists won't say it out loud because it sounds like they're contradicting themselves. The wrong layers can make thin hair look thinner. Not your hair growing in finer. The actual scissor work. Heavily layered, feathered cuts were everywhere for decades, and they're still what a lot of women ask for because they remember loving that look on thicker hair years ago. But on fine hair, lots of short, choppy layers stacked throughout the head means every section has fewer strands holding it up, and those thin little pieces just lie down. The ends look wispy instead of full, and the overall silhouette reads thinner than the hair actually is. If you've ever left the salon loving how full your hair looked in the chair, only to have it fall flat and stringy by the next morning, the haircut itself is very likely part of the issue, not just your styling routine. The fix is a conversation, and it's one you can have at your very next appointment using these exact words. Ask your stylist for a blunt perimeter with internal point cutting only, no heavy layering throughout. A blunt perimeter means the outermost line of your cut stays solid and weighted, which is what creates the illusion of density. Internal point cutting, done only inside that solid line, removes a small amount of bulk without breaking up the visual mass that makes hair look thick. This is the opposite instinct of what most women have. We think more layers equal more movement equals more volume. On fine hair, it's the reverse. Fewer, smarter cuts of internal texture, combined with a solid outer edge, is what builds the appearance of thickness. Length matters here too. A blunt cut that hits anywhere from collarbone to just past the shoulders tends to read fuller than anything past mid-back, simply because there's less weight pulling the ends down and straight. The shorter, weighted perimeter does the heavy lifting your old layers used to undo. Here's what changes once you make this swap. The ends of your hair stop looking see-through under bright light. People stop being able to count individual strands at the bottom of your cut. Your hair starts moving as one cohesive shape instead of separating into thin little pieces, which is the actual visual signal our brains read as thick hair versus thin hair. Picture the before and after. Before, heavily layered, feathered ends, fine strands separating and showing scalp at the bottom of the cut. After, blunt weighted perimeter with subtle internal point cutting, ends reading solid and full under the same lighting. Same density of hair. Completely different optical effect. You've changed your products, your drying technique, and now your cut request. There's one more piece left, and it's the one most women get backwards every single time they reach for a styling product. Part 4. The final styling step that locks it all in. This last piece surprises people the most, because it isn't about adding something, it's about what you stop adding. Most women finish their hair with a heavy serum, oil, or anti-frizz cream, the kind marketed for shine and smoothness. On thicker hair, that's a finishing touch. On fine hair, it's the thing that quietly erases every bit of lift you just worked for. Oils and heavy creams coat the strand the same way that rich conditioner did back in the shower. They weigh hair down within an hour of application, especially anywhere near the roots. You can have the right shampoo, the perfect blow dry, a freshly cut blunt perimeter, and still watch it all collapse by lunchtime because of one pump of the wrong product. Here's the fix, and it's a complete reversal of habit. Reach for a lightweight mousse or a texturizing spray instead. Applied to roots while hair is still damp, before you even pick up the blow dryer. Mousse is mostly air and a small amount of polymer. It adds grip and hold to the strand without adding meaningful weight. A texturizing spray works after drying, applied at the roots and lightly massaged in, to rebuild that slightly rough, grippy texture that lets hair stand up rather than slide flat. If you want shine, save it for the very ends only, applied with 2 fingertips, never the palm of your hand, and never near the scalp. A tiny amount goes a long way, and keeping it confined to the bottom 2 inches means you get polish without sacrificing lift. There's a quiet trick stylists use that almost nobody outside the industry knows. A tiny bit of dry shampoo at the roots isn't just for second-day hair. Used the morning of a fresh wash, even on clean hair, it absorbs just enough natural oil at the scalp to give strands something to grip onto, which means more hold and more lift that lasts through the whole day. Once you make this switch, the difference shows up by mid-afternoon. Hair that used to flatten by 2 o'clock is still holding shape at 6. Roots that used to need a touch-up with a comb stay lifted on their own. You stop reaching for the same products out of habit and start reaching for what your actual hair texture needs. Picture it. Before, a few drops of rich oil smoothed through damp hair, roots collapsed and shine looking greasy rather than glossy by afternoon. After, lightweight mousse at the roots, shine confined to the ends. Hair still full and moving naturally hours later. Same strands. Completely different finish. For steps, different products, a smarter drying habit, the right words at your next salon visit, and a finishing routine that adds texture instead of weight. None of it requires more time than what you're already doing. It just requires doing it differently. So now you know it. The heavy conditioner, the towel rubbing, the wrong layers, the oil-heavy finish. None of that was your hair failing you, it was the routine working against you. Fix those 4 pieces, and what you've actually got underneath has been full this entire time. Which one of these 4 were you doing without even realizing it? Tell me in the comments. I want to know which step surprised you most. Next week I'm breaking down the haircuts that are quietly adding 10 years to your face, and how to spot one before you sit in that chair. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.